everyone. I'm Luis from LuisReviewer.com, and I want to welcome you to a new video review. I'm gonna try and do these things. I used to do them in one big podcast. I'm gonna try to do them individually, and because I think it's gonna be a little bit better anyway. But anyway, this I wanted to review or talk about Marvel Studios' What If so far. So far, I think we've gotten 4 episodes, and of course, if you read comics, Marvel had this series that took famous stories and changed a few things about it. I remember the one, what if Spider-Man kept his 4 extra arms? I mean, there were a few. I'm actually started to read them again on the Marvel Unlimited app. But anyway, that's the concept. Taking something that happened in the MCU and take an event and change it somehow, as if that event changed what happened on the course of the MCU. And that's the concept. And this is an animated feature, which, it's not live. It's not bringing back the actors. It's just, some of them are providing the voices again. But it's an animated 30-minute cartoon. So, like I said, there have been 4 episodes. I'm going to start with my thoughts on the first one. And this will be with spoilers. I'm going to try to control myself on the last one. But the other ones, they have been available for a few weeks now. I'm not going to go, but just in case, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I'm going to say this, there'll be spoilers. So the first episode was what if Captain Carter was the first Avenger. So, in other words, what if Captain Carter became the Captain America in a sense? So the premise is that for some reason Steve couldn't get in the chamber, and so the serum doesn't go to waste. She gets into it and she takes the serum, and she becomes Captain America. So that is the premise. That is the what if. So as the first episode went, it was okay. I enjoyed it, but it felt like I was watching Captain America, but only with Carter instead of Steve, because everything was similar. It was like we're watching the movie. So in that sense, it was disappointing. In that sense, because I enjoyed it. I liked the animation. Of course, it would have been great if Chris Evans provided the voice, but he didn't. But it has Stanley Tucci and a few others that were really in the movie. So the second episode for me to this is still the best one. It remains the best one, and it's what if T'Challa became a Star-Lord. So what the premise is that what if instead of Peter Quill being taken to space, what if it was T'Challa who was taken? And this one, I loved it because not only was it a special episode because of Chadwick providing the voice and the dignity that T'Challa brought to the space, and you kind of see the big changes that T'Challa's character would have brought to space. Having him being the Star-Lord, it was gonna be a big deal. It is an emotional episode. It has great action. It is funny. You get to see Thanos kind of saying that he changed his mind from what he wanted to do, but that it was still a good idea. I thought that joke was kind of funny. This was a good episode. You got all the actors being brought back to do the voices. Josh Brolin, Karen Gilligan, of course Chadwick Boseman in his last work for the MCU. I love that episode. That to this day is still my favorite episode, and I have to say that I really enjoyed what they did with it. It was a great show, and the essence of what the show should be, because it wasn't rewatching something that we already saw. It was really different. Everything was different, and that little change really brought something really different to the MCU in sense, rather than just having watched the same film, but with Agent Carter as Captain America in a sense. So the third episode basically is what if the world lost its mightiest heroes. Now basically is what if the Avengers never formed. So this one, I liked it. I was kind of surprised by who the villain was at the end. I wasn't expecting it. I'm not gonna say who just in case, but it worked in that sense. It was really interesting to see, recreating each kind of entry with each Avenger, but only having them being killed. Like when Thor goes to get the hammer, when Iron Man gets the cure in Iron Man 2, Black Widow. But this was more of an episode between Nick Fury and Black Widow. I hope there will be another What If, which digs deeper with the Avengers. But this one was okay. It was fun. I can't say that it was better than the other one. So like I've heard some people say that they were expecting, since T'Challa brought it here, what if the next one would have been there? So I think it went lower in that sense. But it's still, like I said, it's still a good show overall, and it was a good episode. And now we go to the fourth episode, which is released today. And it's what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hand. So basically, they're saying that what would happen if Doctor Strange would have lost basically Christina, Rachel McAdams' character, the woman he loved. Would he go insane, try to use the spell to bring her back? What would that effect be on the world? So I must confess that I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange fan. Comics, in the comic sense. In the movies, I'm beginning to appreciate him, and I do like the character. And so on this episode, I was at first kind of like, okay, so this is gonna be like that, or I wasn't that into it. I think the end or the second half of the episode became a little bit more interesting because of the whole mystic arts and the fights and the two Doctor Strange. Like I said, there were spoilers. I have to say it's still not better than the second episode. And I don't know. Maybe many will disagree with me on this one, but I didn't like it more than the third episode. But it was still a good episode. I don't know how many episodes the season will have, but I cannot wait for the next one and see what other things they bring. So that's basically my thoughts on the show so far. To recap, ups and downs. Second episode, the best one. The third one had its good bits and good moments, and the fourth one, I guess, the second half really was good. The first half, I was not that into it. But as I kept watching, I actually believe that it got a little bit better. So tomorrow I'm gonna be seeing Shang-Chi, the new film. I can't wait to see it. It's a character that I know nothing about, so everything is gonna be new, and I have nothing to compare it with. So I'm kind of hoping to see a good action movie, and let's see if Marvel delivers once again. So here talking about what if so far. I'm Luis from LuisReviewer.com. Remember, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my webpage, and you'll receive an email every time I review something or something is posted. And you can also follow the podcast on Spotify or Apple or whatever. So take care, and goodbye.